Welcome to the channel, guys. My name is Chris. I have Steven and Elvis here from F90, and this is F90 Discussions. So between the three of us, we have, I would say, maybe like 5-something years of drag racing. Not anything crazy, not like 6 or 7 second cars or anything, but we would go to different tracks. So in New Jersey, we used to have 3 tracks. We had Island, Dragway, what is that one in Old Bridge, Raceway Park?
Yeah, I think it's in Englishtown.
Englishtown Raceway Park, and then we also had ATCO, and everyone loves ATCO. But what was it? 2 years ago, Raceway Park closed down because I think they got bought out, and they started using it as an auction places to hold auction cars. So that was taken out.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't they get shut down because it was too much noise complaint from the neighborhood? I think that's what it was. So they had to close it down. That's why they still have the motocross, I think it is.
Yeah, they still have like the motocross.
Yeah, they had to shut down the drag strip because it was too much noise complaint, I think it was.
I don't think that it was solely that, but I think that was a factor in getting it shut down, that there was a lot of complaints. But I feel like when you have street racing, everybody in the area, when that happens, they complain. But so whoever made that track back in the day, like I think most racetracks, they found an isolated place to make that track so that when people run their cars, or especially modified cars that are a little bit louder than normal, they found that secluded place where it doesn't bother anybody. But then once you have that track there, then you bring in a lot of attention, so a lot of people come there. So then businesses open by near the track because people come to the track, then they want to get food or like shopping and other stuff. Then people want to live there because there's all this great shopping and other amenities.
Yeah.
Now, they moved next to a racetrack, knowing the racetrack was there before them. Then, maybe it's not that generation, but then their kids and then the generation after, because I'm not exactly sure how long Englishtown has been there, how many years.
It's definitely been a while, because it's what the NHRA does they do like the pro level drag racing there. So
I'm pretty sure a majority of the people that live there were not there before Englishtown, the racetrack was they had the track there. So they definitely were there after. But they still complain even though they know that they moved there or they built their house there, or there's plenty of other places they could go. It sucks, but I feel like you're not gonna shut down an airport if you move next to an airport.
Yeah.
You should have known that ahead of time.
Okay.
It sucks that that's what it is. But I also heard, in terms of them shutting down, was that there was a money issue. Also, I heard that whoever was the owner wasn't the manager there, and the person that he had running it for him, kind of this is all rumors, so I don't have any proof of this, but I heard that they mishandled the money, and I don't know if they stole or embezzled or whatever you want to call it, and they lost a lot of money in that. And then I think they were getting a lot of issues with complaints of noise, and then so it was I feel like it was multiple factors that led to them
It's stating here that they opened in 1965. The Nat family.
Yeah.
So 65 is not that long. I feel like there's probably people, obviously the people still alive before then, but a majority of the people who live there.
I mean, for me, so I had a GTS, Lancer GTS, nothing fast. What was that, 16.3? So now we're going a little bit quicker. But, for me, anyways, when we went down the track, I know every car I wanted after that, I was like, I have to go there. That was the track I wanted to go. I want to do, 12 seconds, 11 seconds, 10 seconds at that track. So it was kind of it was a little bit of a letdown, but I'm like, okay, we have 2 other tracks. So kind of the discussion is that now we hear that ATCO actually might be, again, we don't have all the information, might be closing down too, which would only leave Island Dragway. I'm a fan of Island Dragway. I know some people prefer ATCO over Island, but I think to me it feels more like a home
ATCO
environment, more like warm. Island.
Island is people like Island. They like that they could go and go and go. They're not limited.
Yeah, I agree. I also feel like I got that same vibe that you got, Chris, from Island, where I feel like at least the time that we went, it wasn't super packed or crowded, and you could just, there was not a lot of pressure. You could just go, you get your runs in, especially if you just want to dial in your setup on your car, practice your, launching and shifting and all that stuff to try to get down the best time that you could do. I feel like ATCO had a lot more hype to it, So that was like if you're there for that type of situation, and you know you want a lot of spectators watching you, ATCO is the place to be. And then I don't know if this is a big factor in why people like ATCO more than Island, but the elevation at Island is higher, so it could affect your times a little bit. I have no evidence of that, but I also heard Island. I hear rumors. I don't know if there's people who are just fans of ATCO. They say Island is slightly downhill, so Island you do get a little slightly faster time. So with the elevation, saying that you get slower, and then saying it's a little downhill, you get a little bit faster. I guess cancel each other out. I don't know.
We're gonna have to use the draggy and see what the slope is, and maybe.
Yeah, I definitely want to check that out
That's
tomorrow.
a really good idea. Actually.
Yeah.
Because I had somebody today actually tell me about that when I
Mm.
invited them to come to Island tomorrow with us, and they mentioned that. So I bought a draggy that we're gonna use in future videos and for a lot more content, and that actually tells us elevation and slope angle, and obviously mile per hour and distance and a whole bunch of other parameters.
Yeah, no, but everybody loved ATCO because that's the place you go to like break records because it's favorable DA, the density, altitude, the elevation, everything's good there. But when we went to Island one weekend and we went to ATCO next weekend, so it was around the same sort of season around the summer, and I think it was only off by a tenth. So I wasn't breaking any records, but it was pretty close. Maybe it was just unfavorable one day or the next day, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if it's true, then you only have Island driveway left, and you have the two schools of thought. You have some people are like, oh, that's gonna make us go back to the streets. Like we're just gonna street race. Like if all we have is Island and everyone's packing into Island, like oh man, we're gonna go. I know we're during COVID now, but once everything opens up, it's
It still hasn't opened up.
well, it's open.
The track's open, but a lot of people are still afraid to go places because there's still a risk everywhere you go based on.
You know
what's
why
happening.
they close also because they don't make that much money. It's a lot of money to keep one of those alive, open.
Well, I guess in terms of business, if ATCO does close down, Island's gonna get a little bit more because they kind of monopolize the area.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any tracks how close the one in New York would be, if there's one, or Pennsylvania.
There's one in Long Island, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, no, New York and
least-
Pennsylvania definitely have them. It's just
They have them. We just don't know the exact location, how far it would be of a drive
Yeah.
for us. But definitely, Island ATCO, we're like right in the middle of that. We're in the north central Jersey area. So for all the other people around here that want to go to the track, Island is going to be the closest thing.
Yeah.
But hopefully they shouldn't have an issue with financials if they're going to get a lot of the business.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if this is happening in any other state, but in New Jersey, I mean, I think we actually had more than 3, like before our generation, before we went drag racing, but we had those main 3. But yeah, if we lose Island too, it's like, I don't know what would happen then. Everyone's gonna have to get a draggy or a V-box or something. But yeah, it's kind of insane. At least the circuit tracks are still there,
That's
that's
good.
still there. But I mean, if you want to just drag, because drag race is so easy, right? You just kind of go in there and just do your run. That's it.
Yeah, it's safe. It's all about being safe. I mean, you could take a draggy into there too, but it's all about being safe.
That's the thing. They tore down like in Raceway Park. They tore down the track and the walls, and they made that. I think it's a lot now. I don't know if that's true, but they made it into something else. So that entire strip is gone.
So you can never reuse it.
Yeah, and that's the same thing they're saying for ATCO is they're going to tear it down and make it a place where they hold auction cars. So you can't even technically use it anymore. But
That's crazy.
it is kind of crazy. But
I'll just remember at ATCO, the time we went, it was just like one of the things that I didn't see at Englishtown too much or Island. It's just, I don't know if it's just that day, the time that we go, but they had so many nice cars, but not only cars, nice trailer setups. The people that were there at ATCO, it looked like drag racing was their life. Like they literally had, I have no experience in this, but I would say maybe $300,000 trailers. It was like they had RV motorhomes, like the really nice ones, and then pulling a big trailer that had lifts in them, and then they had their car. Some of them had an awning on the sides, and then they looked like they lived there. They came to the track for a week, and then they'd live there, and then go to another track, and then they had everything they needed. And there were so many of that type of people there that they just have a love for drag racing that if they did not buy a home and they end up buying this RV so they could basically live and take their whole family to the track every weekend, or even if they have a home and they just still decide to spend all that money, that there's definitely a passion there to go to ATCO and race, where like it's gonna be so tough now that we have one track left and we haven't seen a track open.
Yeah.
I ever seen, in at least in my lifetime, or heard of, other than the Freedom Factory with those YouTubers bought. But I wish there was more people of our generation. Maybe whenever we start making a little bit more money, we could invest in making more racetracks instead of seeing them close down in at least our lifetime.
Yeah, because like when we started off, we had really, you know, pretty slow cars, you know, just regular commuter cars. But I mean, it's something different to go to a track and actually see the numbers of what you run instead of what you think in your head.
Oh, yeah.
But it's really fun, you know. You stand over there, you kind of like, this is the first time you get adrenaline. You're like, oh
Yeah,
man,
I
what's
was
gonna
so
happen? You see the
nervous.
lights, you know. Just thinking from a beginner's perspective, not like everyone who has experience, but like from the very beginning, the first drag race you did, it's kind of, you have that, like, oh man, what is this? So it sucks if like they take that away, you know. But yeah, you guys have been anything else?
So that I might have to go back to the streets.
The F90 crew is having a GoFundMe. If we make $2 million, we will buy ATCO from the people that just bought it. Is $2 million enough? I don't know. Make it 6, right?
There is an airport in PA that's $1.8 million. So if we have that as a runway, you could set up maybe even, I don't know, I don't think a half mile is enough. We could definitely do a
I
quarter.
think a half mile is enough. If we do half mile, you have a, yeah, maybe.
So okay, yeah. So 1.9 million, just so we're, you know, generous. 1.9 million, and we could buy that airstrip in PA.
Yeah. So if
Sounds like a plan.
you want a drag strip, you know, if you're fair, what if Island closed down? We don't know. You know, invest in that GoFundMe for F90.
But yeah, so we're going to Island Dragway tomorrow to report some first to see what drag racing is like during COVID. So that's gonna be interesting, and hopefully we get some data from our cars for you guys. Hey guys, so we're actually thinking about doing more of these F90 discussion topics that might come up randomly during the week, and just posting them throughout the month on top of our weekly content that we have every Wednesday.
Guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, so let us know actually in the comments down below what you guys think about this. It's kind of controversial here in New Jersey. So yeah, let us know.
And guys, if you're wondering about that Subaru update, July 1st, next Wednesday, we're gonna release a video covering what happened to Elvis's Subaru, and we're gonna show a little bit about my Subaru.
All right, catch you on the next one, guys.
Hasta luego.